Alright, it's June 2nd, and I was requested to do an update on my garden. My tomatoes are doing very well. They have multiple flowers on them. I can't see in the video, I can't get the angle. Possibly, there you go, see that? And those below there. And the plants are roughly 2.5 feet tall, and they're doing very well. I've seen a lot of other people's videos that they also have a lot of flowers. Seems to me it's a little early in the year that they do. Again, here is my celery, not lettuce, which I always make a mistake saying. My celery is doing very well. It's growing up. Spinach. I put them in 3-inch ABS pipe. Perhaps I should just plant it right into the ground. They're really spreading out. They're 18 inches wide and a foot tall. Doing very well. My peas the other day weren't doing so well. I think you may have seen them in the video. I mentioned the color of the leaves. Those are darkening. There are more leaves. Some plants are dwarfed compared to that one, but they're starting to pick up. I like the color change. They look a lot healthier. The one in the back, of course, is doing the best. The one against the fence that I started out very early this year, as you could probably see in the video, and I won't go crazy zooming. And let's just move a little over here. Okay, focus. There you go. Lots of flowers. I have a feeling we're going to get string beans before anything else. My peppers along the fence. Let's back out. Can't see it. They seem to be doing very well. A lot of nice deep green leaves, and there's actually on this side a flower. I believe you can see that. Wait, let me center on it. If not, take my word for it. Peppers, very nice, very nice. Lots of nice deep green leaves, lots of foliage due to the nitrogen and the compost tea, I believe. So anyway, let's get out of here and come over and take a look at the carrot pot, or whatever you want to call it. They're growing too fast. I think the nitrogen I accidentally put in there is promoting leaf growth. Hopefully there are carrots underneath there. Same thing in here with my cucumbers. My cucumbers are growing very well, whether or not you can see them. And the carrots are in front and really as tall as the ones in the pot there. Okay, again we have our Rampo tomato plant, which wasn't doing too well. It's doing very well right now. One of the tomato plants, I don't know if I mentioned this in earlier videos, that came up from last year's crop where some tomatoes fell. That seems to be doing very well. Along with the Rampo up in my pot up here, my hanging pot. They don't seem to be growing down. I think they're going to end up growing up. So I'm probably going to have to lower that pot and put it on the ground. I thought these would vine downward. They seem to be growing up very straight, and their stems seem to be extremely thick and strong. So that'll probably end up on the ground. Just a quick update if anybody saw the little bar sink that a neighbor gave me. I had put seeds in here earlier in the year that did not come up, tomato seeds. I had dug through the earth and planted a few other things in here, and now it's being taken over by weeds, but I see here that now I'm getting the tomato plants growing, and they're growing pretty well too. I'll probably have to transplant them. Hope I have room for all these tomatoes. I wasn't planning to grow so many plants. There's even one right down here. Okay, and then we'll come over to my other nursery where my garlic is. Not doing exceptionally well, but a few other plants have sprouted up. These are my honeydew again. They're sprouting up. What I plan to do is, as they grow, I'm going to kind of like tuck them underneath along my shed. Hope they stay there because I don't want them taking over the yard. And they'll be more protected. Maybe I'll even fence it off from my puppies so they don't mess with those. Here's my lettuce patch. Wind is kind of blowing it around, so it's not actually forming a head. And it looks like I'm starting to get some pests in there, which I kind of thought when the weather got warmer. Hopefully it'll work out and maybe get some lettuce out of it before it bolts and goes to seed. Here we are in my rear garden. I just want to show you something. I decided to fence off this area and remove the cages I had around these tomatoes because they were outgrowing the cage. You could probably see, if I zoom in, nice healthy stems, and on this one you can't see any flowers yet. They're there, just can't get the angle on it. Same thing with this one, but here you can see the flowers, I believe. Yeah, once it focuses, there we go. And here we go with the other third tomato plant. They're looking very healthy, nice thick stalks. I have been trimming them, pruning off the suckers and all, and they're turning out really well. Now here's my cantaloupe patch, my 6 or 7 plants I planted there. They're growing slowly, and if you notice, something's already at the leaves. It's possible these may not do very well this year. Just hope they don't affect any other plants. Yeah, and over here you'll see where the grass mulch is keeping the weeding down, which I wanted to show you in the front garden. And this is the separation between where I had the fence originally and moved to further down, fencing this part of the yard off. At least my dogs can't get in here. And I seem to be having a problem with my potatoes. I don't know what's going on here. Possibly something I put in the compost or into the mounding of them, but you'll notice a couple are a little droopy, and some are already eaten by bugs, pests already, and others look super healthy and super nice. So I don't know what's going wrong with here, down here. I'll keep an eye on it, and maybe I'll end up harvesting early instead of losing the crop altogether. Well, that's about it for now. That's the garden. I am going to add more in this garden here. This garden, I measured it out. It's 9 feet where I thought it was 10, and it is now 40 foot long. It's the length of my house.